This macro has been pivotal in helping me on my OMAD weight loss journey. This macro has unfortunately been criminalized in the 80s. They said this macro was responsible for heart disease and the obesity epidemic, to only for us to realize that this macro has been responsible for doing the opposite. Can you guess what macro I am talking about? I'll give you a second. If you guessed fat, you are 100% right. To ensure weight loss with eating one meal a day, you gotta make sure fat is number one. Make sure fat is 60% of your overall calorie intake. Why do I say this? Because fat is so crucial. Fat is an important macro. Fat is responsible in our hormonal production. It's responsible for regulating our cholesterol. Fat is also responsible for keeping us healthy on multiple levels. Fat is criminalized in the weight loss world because fat has the highest amount of numbers when it comes to calories. Macro breakdown. Quick lesson. Protein. Per 1 gram of protein, there are 4 calories. For 1 gram of carbs, there are 4 calories. And for 1 gram of fat, there are 9 calories. So a lot of people say avoid fats, but people are noticing the power of fats these days. I know a few bodybuilding people I follow in the bodybuilding community. A lot of them are now incorporating fats, especially the women, because it helps with our hormones. You don't want to be getting shredded, depleting yourself to the point where you're missing your period or what have you. Fat is also so crucial when it comes to eating one meal a day, because remember, we are eating our one meal within a half an hour eating window. So to make sure you get in those calories and you stay satiated, your meal should be 60% fat at least. Fat is the reason why the ketogenic diet kind of took off. The real ketogenic diet. I'm not talking about what the hell's going out there with all the protein and all that. Real keto is 80% of your calories from fat, 20% from protein, and sparing carbs. Fat is crucial. I know there are people out there who use fat to get shredded, to use a ketogenic diet to get super shredded. Fat helps to regulate blood sugar levels, and fat also helps to reduce inflammation. As you guys know, I'm going through it with healing from this car accident. So fat is just powerful in reducing inflammation, and a lot of people who are trying to lose weight and who are obese, they are inflamed. Fat also improves heart health. Fat was blamed for the entire, heart disease epidemic, but it's not fat. It's a combination of consuming carbs, excess calories throughout the day. No, carbs is not the criminal. I'm not going to blame carbs. I'm going to blame sugar. Sugar is evil. But when you're eating in a one meal a day fashion, the fasting helps negate anything. That's why I was able to get away with junk food OMAD for a while, but I'm going back to healthy eating because I want to reduce inflammation. And the best way to reduce inflammation is to have a high fat diet. Fat is crucial. Now, how can you get in extra fat while you're eating one meal a day? For example, if you're having some rice, throw in some butter in there. If you're having a salad, have some salad dressing and maybe add some olive oil on top. Dump olive oil on top. Peanut butters, nut butters is a great way to get in fat. Now, going back to the entire keto thing, the right way to do keto properly to reduce inflammation and to keep the weight off is to have your fat macros at 80% fat, 20% protein, and sparing carbs. Having too much protein on the keto diet will cause all sorts of problems. It will cause constipation. Excess protein does get converted through gluconeogenesis to carbs and sugar. It does. So the right way to do the ketogenic diet is high fat, moderate protein, sparing carbs. And that's how I started off my OMAD journey. And I'm looking to transition back into keto just because I want to help reduce the inflammation in my body. It's not necessary to do keto to guarantee high fat on your OMAD meal. Again, you can do 60% fat and then you can get the rest from protein or carbs. It's up to you. But the power of fat on a one meal a day diet is that it keeps you so satiated. It makes sure you get in the enough caloric input, and it regulates your hormones, and it makes weight loss a breeze. Bacon is probably one of the best tools you can eat. I know it sounds insane because things like bacons and sausages, they were all criminalized, but the macros on these items are so good for fat loss. They're perfect for fat loss. So I know tonight my OMAD meal is going to be a ground beef meatloaf wrapped in bacon. You guys got to try that. I'll show you guys in a vlog later on this week because I'm going to be doing a full week of eating on OMAD. But yes, to guarantee weight loss on OMAD, make sure you have your fat at 60%. Eat that fat. Throw in some bacon. Throw in some sausages. Throw in some, you know, a dessert, a nice fatty dessert, because fat is good for you. I hate that fat was criminalized, and it shouldn't have been criminalized because there's power to it. It's now when you mix in fat and sugar. But again, when you're on OMAD, you don't need to worry about that. Why? Because the 23 hours of fasting or more, even 20 hours of fasting, is going to negate the effects of the sugar, of the junk food. It's through the autophagy while you're doing the fasting. That's the power of OMAD. That's why you can do anything with OMAD. The fasting lets you get away with a lot. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, just drop in a bunch of duck emojis. I don't know why ducks came to mind. And I hope this video was of value to you. Make sure you get in that fat, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.